Alright, here's the deal. Welcome back to another episode, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching. Okay, today is all about connecting dots. We need to be connecting dots throughout our entire world. So, what does that mean, right? Connecting dots. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean anything. That could mean nothing at all. But where I'm currently standing is a very big dot in our world. This is the home base. This is the whole kit and caboodle. This is where the whole Let's Play started. This is the village that we settled in. It's where all of our home bases are. It's where we've built all of our farms. And this is a mess. Holy cow. Let me get through here just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I guess Schmuckers really needed some oak wood. So, like I was saying, this is everything. This is where we started. We've got our farmland down there, growing plenty of wheat. We've got my home base. We've got Schmucker's home base on this side here, and his starter village. We've got the creeper farm. We've got the bow. Anyways, you get it all. The starter mine is way down there. This one dot. Okay, and here we are, dot number 2, right? Another significant dot on our timeline, our journey, our world. This is the city. This is the industrial city. This is where we are currently building the majority of our large projects. We've got this AFK city square that we've covered recently. I'm standing on top of the storage facility. Got the mud factory. Got the moss farm. And then we covered this big city square in last week's episode. Now, just along the horizon here, this is going to be where the entrance to the city, a majestic view that it will be. But just over this hillside, this is where Schmuckers and I fought the Wither. In quotes, fought. More or less, he destroyed us. But this is another dot. This is going to be a significant dot. This is where that little monument to that fight is going to go. Maybe a bridge or something. But between these two things is a path, and that path is what we're going to be working on today. That is the majority of the dots that we are going to be connecting. I showed you a little house along the way at the end of last episode, and today we are going to be connecting all of those dots. But first, to get a little bit more personal, we're going to need to collect some things to help us connect those dots. I need a horse. Why do I need a horse? Well, this is going to require a lot of inventory slots, and I don't really want to be carrying around anything extra. So a lot of this, even though this isn't a lot of stuff, is going to go. I'm probably just going to be rocking sword, axe, shovel with some food, obviously the pickaxe as well. Water bucket, yes, but I want to get rid of rockets, golden apples left over from some caving I was doing, get rid of the paper, and then just use the horse to get around. Because the whole point of doing all this is so that we have this cool path that we can follow in between our dots, right? So that even though we do have wings and we can be flying around all the time, we can also just use a horse and get around to wherever we need to go. That's the whole reason for connecting the path. Or for creating the path. That's the whole reason for connecting the dots today. This will allow us also to give you guys a full world update when we do episode 20. So, we're going to grab a horse. We are going to grab a fence post and a lead so that he doesn't run away on us. We probably don't want to leave him in here. We're actually going to take him up top. I don't want him to kill himself on the cacti. And then drop off all of our extra stuff, and we will be on our way. Alright, so I got my lead. I got my steed. And we're heading down the path to start connecting some dots. So this is our first dot. The first dot Again, main village. Fairly well connected. If we come around this side, I lied. How do I get up here? Is it through here? There's paths everywhere, basically. We can go, oh, it was up here. It's just right next to the bridge. So we can get up and down all throughout this village. There's a little bit more finessing, some slabs that can go here and there to make it even more connected. Bigger portal, so it makes a bigger focal point as you come up this hill instead of just a tiny purple dot. Anyways, fairly well connected. Let's get this out of the way. So we come up to these trees. They've been placed here perfectly. I wouldn't say perfectly, but purposefully to frame this valley as we come in. Now, this portion here still needs a little bit of work. That's okay. What I really want to show you immediately, which Schmuckers will probably show us a little bit as well, is right up and over this ridge. Woo! Look at this. This. Such a pretty view. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to leave Mr. Horsey here. Actually, let's just go. We go F5. Perfect. So, what was natural? This little river here, natural. Those waterfalls up there, natural. So, what Schmuckers did was deepen this out a little bit, carved into the landscape right there. Just whenever I'm talking, just look right above my head. That's what I'm talking about. And then created this little pipe here that we can go take a look at because it's a nice gradual landscape. See? So it's like a little pipe. That is the drainage portion for this pond over here. Now, this pond is all man-made, which is amazing. Schmuckers really did a good job of like laying this out. He's got a little island right there in the middle with some benches. He went and got some coral that he dumped into here so that we could have some tropical fish and some color. At nighttime, the sea pickles really light up the bottom here. This is a very pretty connection point. Amazing. He might tell us a little bit more about that once he gets on. And we meet up with him a little bit later. Another frame. Look at this. This needs a little bit of a work, but for now, this is the general idea. A little peak here, peak here. You got the huge mountain right there, a small mountain over there. And as you come through, you see a bridge in the distance and the house down below. Now, this is missing two trees, two custom trees. One tree will go here, one tree will go down here, and then you've got this lake, which will get the same treatment that the lake that Schmuckers just put in. So this will turn into a little bit of a land bridge. The water will go under and dump down into this one. This will get the rocks along the edge, just like Schmuckers did. That's coming up later in the episode. I'll show you that when I'm finished with it. But this is a bridge. This is the bridge that Johnny and I... Oh, Johnny. This is the bridge that Schmuckers and I just showed you. So another connection point. It's really good. We spent some time in the creative world going through this. We wanted to do a suspension bridge. I know that this isn't exactly how a suspension bridge works, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. That's connected to that river over there. Turns around the corner. Pretty neat little lake. Okay. Then we come up here, and this is what needs some work. Howdy, neighbor.
Oh, howdy there.
Fancy meeting you here. Back at
In
home,
our
huh?
lovely village.
You got tired of the city life? Had to come see us
Yeah, I just
here
came
in the
back for a
rural
visit.
parts? Yeah.
See what you guys have been up to.
I heard we've had some infrastructure changes along the way.
Hopefully more will come.
Yeah. You want to give me the grand tour along our pathway here?
So all this
Yeah.
has been pretty, it's been here for a while. So, but right here, this is the first look for my video at least of what I did on stream. So I think this is a pretty good, just a little pond. Before it was just like a little forest here. So I knocked out all the trees, filled it in with water. And if you watch the stream, most of this was here. Some of it I changed, added some lily pads and stuff. But yeah, just a simple little lake with some fish in it.
Twitch.tv/Sage
Nice little,
Schmuckers.
yeah, Monday through Friday,
Monday through Friday.
sometimes Saturday. Saturday. This is the first look for this section though, and I love this cave. It like frames it perfectly,
Yep.
especially when you're actually in your face. There we go.
Same
So
thing in F5 for me.
I had to go down one to
Yeah.
get it a little better. But I have a little time lapse. I'll just play that right now, I guess. Anyways,
The hut.
this hut's been here,
Yeah.
yeah, for quite a while.
If you
I
see
don't
my
remember
episode,
what
I went
episode.
over it
Yeah,
again in the last episode.
perfect.
Yeah.
So we sort of, I think, accidentally sort of matched
Yeah.
the same color with the hut. We went for more of like a copper look, though, but not actually using copper at all because of the fence posts. And then yeah, just a couple little lakes here from waterfalls that
Little
were
streams
here.
and rivers through the mountains.
And this is where it starts getting to new territory. So right here, we have a vision, a big wheat field spanning from way over there to way over there. So we're going to have like a little windmill here, hopefully, and a little farmhouse over here, and then wheat field in between. Probably not that big hole in the middle, but
As far as the eye can see, or
yeah,
as soon as we get tired of planting wheat.
probably that one first, but we move on through the
Yeah.
snow.
Which, because of global warming, doesn't snow anymore. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, not global warming, climate change. Which, technically, our climate did change in Minecraft.
It did.
Since the world expanded, this no longer constitutes as a snowy biome. And it rains.
It does snow in some places, but yeah, most of it is just rain. So like this section will never be filled in.
So this spruce forest will be expanded. I've got some ideas on how to build big spruce trees, some custom spruce trees, and I'm just going to fill in this valley so that most of it is spruce tree, and it'll actually feel like you're moving through Narnia-esque landscape rather than just a big open stone snowy field.
And sort of the same for this birch forest as well.
Yep.
So this is going to be Josh's domain on the path between
Yeah, the forest
spruce
man.
through the birch. So through here, you'll see a bunch of different ponds where all these waterfalls meet. And a lovely little bridge, which we designed. Super simple, not too complex, just a double arch. Some water underneath.
Yeah, looks a lot better.
You go across some rocky paths into what we're gonna probably do another wheat field. Now this one's gonna have a lot of terraforming along these cliffs just to flatten it out a little. And probably take this big old chunk here out just so you can see all the way through, and the wheat field will continue underneath here. Looks super cool.
Oh, you could
Look
like
at that
dangle.
beacon.
You could you could dangle lanterns down so that's like artificially lit.
Right.
Anyways.
And then we come through here, where we'll widen this at some point. Across this little dirt bridge.
A land bridge.
Through another cave. And this will be our blown up village. So right now we have no buildings yet, but we have a little makeshift path. And we'll probably have a main path through the middle that, well, would have been blown up, so they had to make a new path, get through. That's what this is. So I was thinking I'd have this path continue straight, and then have houses on either side, and then this would be like the main street that we had to do a little detour because everything got blown up. And then the last part, right before the city, a little marketplace. So I was thinking little like stalls, horses, little animals, food on the side, just because in the city you're gonna have big taxes, you're gonna have to have like an actual shop, blah blah blah. But like just outside, you're gonna still have all the people from there, and it makes a little transition between the village and the city, and it makes it less abrupt. So it keeps it a busy looking place while still not being city life.
Okay, so what we've described here are a series of small dots in between our two large dots. So one large dot being this city center, and then the pathway that stretches from here all the way back to our home village where we first settled are two big dots that will then be connected along the path with a series of smaller dots. Our wheat fields with various farm buildings and windmill or water wheel, our huts throughout the forests, and then the various bridges that we've already designed and built. Small little dots to make the pathway interesting and create a storyline, almost like a progression of how the civilization expanded and grew over time. From rural life to big, bustling city life, and all the wars in between. And there you have it, folks, our birch forest. You're seeing it from below. You saw a couple of screenshots and of the befores and afters from above, but it really does create a nice atmosphere here beneath the canopy. We've got some fallen trees here, some overgrown grass, and the pathway that winds between all of it. Placing some lighting throughout so that at night we can still have a pretty well lit area, as well as a nice glow from above if we ever end up flying overhead. This took quite some time, as you can see from the length of the episode. It's not the length of the episode, but the duration between the episodes being released. It's a lot of trees, a lot of fence posts, and a lot of birch wood. Oh, freak, I forgot. A creeper got me. Please disregard the brokenness of this path. Thank you for watching this episode. It's been a doozy working on this one, but a great first start to how our path is coming together, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. See ya.